trying on the elements this month, has is about starting these cycles, right? And I really want all of you to think about these cycles in terms of anything that you're starting in your life, right? When I talk about helping people get started, it's not a one-time thing, right? Every day we start in some way, shape, or form, right? We wake up, we open our eyes, we start our day, right? It doesn't have to be a start your new career, start a new relationship, start a marriage, whatever. Every single day we have the opportunity to start over again. Hey everybody, I am 𝗪𝗱𝗲, your tarot life planner, helping you connect within to plan the life that you're meant for. And this is our final week. Sad phase. This is our final week of the elements. This week is fire. I didn't have my little graphic up. I wanted to give you guys a little, I got to be extra. And I don't know how this red turban turned into fire, but again, we're just going to go with it. But let me see if I can find my, I don't know what I did with it. Anywho, we won't worry about it. But this week, as we talk about fire energy, so I guess I'll back up a smidge and go through what we've already discussed this week or this month. And so the idea of trying on the elements this month, is about starting these cycles. And I really want all of you to think about these cycles in terms of anything that you're starting in your life. When I talk about helping people get started, it's not a one-time thing. Every day we start in some way, shape, or form. We wake up, we open our eyes, we start our day. It doesn't have to be a start your new career, start a new relationship, start a marriage, whatever. Every single day we have the opportunity to start over again. And when we use something like the elements, something that's very tangible, that we can affect, that we have control over, it doesn't have to rely on someone else, then we can control the narrative of how we show up in the world, how we move towards the things that we want. And so connecting with the elements this month is just one way to, again, regain some of that control for ourselves and find ways to connect with various parts of ourselves. So having said that, let's go back to the beginning of the month where we started with water. So water, again, is that element of both cleansing things, releasing things, letting go of things that maybe held us back, slowed us down, things that, aren't, I don't want to say aren't relevant, but aren't necessary for us anymore in our lives. Sometimes we naturally express that through crying, through tears. But that water energy is our emotions. And when we sat through feeling what's happening in our lives, it gives us an opportunity to really evaluate what we're feeling and figure out what to do with it. So do we want to release things? Do we want to hang on to things? Which things are important for us? And then from there, we moved into the energy of earth. So earth energy is that grounded, feeling solid, this energy of like planting the seeds. You all know I'm nowhere near a gardener, have 0 green thumbs, but I get the principle of planting the seeds. So earth is, we've cleansed away what we don't need anymore. And now we are getting much more clear about where we stand. We plant our seeds. We find the things that at this moment are going to be helpful, useful, things that we want to start growing. Then we moved into, and earth Earth energy is all about that, like tangible. I can put my hands, think about like putting your hands in the soil. The activity that we did for that was like planting ourselves as a tree, if you will. Then we moved into this energy of air. Last week was our airy energy. Air is all about our thoughts, our ideas. It's that planning phase. It's the time in which we take the opportunity to, think through things, let thoughts come in and blow away if they don't really align with what we've already planted. It allows us an opportunity to dream. The beautiful thing about air's energy is that letting daydreams happen, not shutting yourself up and telling yourself, I can't do this, I can't do that. Just going with it, whatever's coming in, just allowing that to happen. And then that moves us full circle into this energy of fire this week. And so fire energy, I mean, think about fire. Fire burns, it dances, it grows and expands with oxygen. So the more you add into it, you add in wood and air and you get more flames. Fire energy is about the, again, taking action. It's not about releasing. It's not about sitting and being grounded. It's not about just thinking and planning. It's the doing. Now we're in this doing phase where we've already thought through everything. We've already made some plans. We've already decided how we wanted to show up. And now it's time to show up. It's time to be big. It's time to, go out and talk to people, go out and take action towards the things that you started planning. So our card, well, I'll slightly back up and say, so wands is our suit of fire. It's the action suit. And so this week we have, I'm actually going to put it on this screen because you can see it a little bit bigger. So this week we have, as our overall card for the week, is the Five of Wands. And so if you look at this card, there's a lot of ways you can interpret it, but fives are all about that middle ground, that time where you have to start to move, you have to evolve. Change is the name of the game with fives. So I often tell people, like, I'm in numerology, I'm a 5 energy. And so for me, change is an absolute requirement. And let me know if this makes sense to you, because some people struggle with change. But for me, change, experiencing new things, trying new things, that idea of newness is very 5. It's also very wands energy. It's very fire energy. Versus, my wife, who is a 4 energy, or 4 in numerology, and 4s are very stable. 4 would be more like an earth energy. We want to be grounded and centered. And so change for her, or for many of us, can be really difficult. It can feel, anxiety inducing, if you will. And so when we look at the 5 of Wands this week, you've got this group of 5 people. They're randomly blindfolded. 4 of them are blindfolded, swatting at this hornet's nest or bee's nest. And it looks kind of crazy, especially given that some of them don't even have shirts on. Where's the protection there, folks? But you see this person off to the left who's just kind of standing back oh, look at these idiots taking these crazy, unnecessary actions. And all of those pieces, all of those components are part of who we are. They're part of this fire energy this week. And it becomes this, kind of dance of energy. It becomes this continuous movement of, maybe you don't have to do something so crazy as, swat at a bee's nest, but you have to move, you have to engage, you have to be in collaboration with others, whether it's in person or, virtually or something like that. But everything that we do requires change, and we can either prepare ourselves for it and roll with it, or we can really kind of get rolled over by it, you know? And with the other cards that came through this week, everything did kind of point to this idea of going with change, preparing yourself for the changes that are inevitable. Again, every single day as we restart this cycle, like we do with the elements, there are small changes every single day that are going to happen in your life. And if you are the kind of person who maybe you're not ready for it, you're not comfortable with it, you don't want it, acknowledging that it's going to happen is going to be really important. And, I would love to hear from anybody who, has felt some of those changes kind of happening and either feeling that resistance to those changes, to whatever's coming up. The seasons are changing now. It's starting to get colder, it's starting to get darker earlier. Lots of things are happening just seasonally. But also, because of that, maybe you're the kind of person who is very excited about those changes and ready to embrace this fiery energy of change. So, either way, it's really important this week and every week, but this week to really sit down and think about what this change is going to feel like. And because this is our last week of working with the elements and it's fire week, in a couple of hours, we are going to have a little bonfire. So you can join me for the last of these events. I'm going to have a little bonfire in the backyard, and we're going to do some activity around really embracing this energy of fire. I will tell you personally, I do not have a lot of fire in my personality. And so this kind of big, bold energy isn't always naturally easy. And so you have to find ways to allow yourself to experience it. Maybe it's just getting up and dancing for a couple of minutes in your office. Maybe it's actually hopping on a live call and talking about what you do and how amazing you are. Maybe it's an actual fire, really sitting and looking at what's happening with the flames and the energy that's coming from those flames that don't give a shit about what's happening. They're just moving, they're growing, they're taking those resources, they're taking that oxygen, they're taking that wood or whatever they're burning and just using it to just be, to just do its thing. And so we're going to do that later at 6 o'clock Eastern time. Hopefully you can join me over there. I think it will be fun. And yeah, this is where we really have to start. Again, this is the end of this cycle of the elements. If you're thinking about implementing, using the elements a bit more like we have this month, this is the end of the cycle. But so that you can begin the cycle over again, because there are no endings. It is a big circle. So I hope that was helpful for you today. I'll make sure that we pop in a link in case you didn't see it for the event at 6 o'clock for the bonfire. We'll make sure to pop in a link for that. And I will also remind you, I'll switch out of here. I'll also remind you that if you would like to connect a little bit more, get a little taste of what a reading can look like with me for tarot sessions, you are always welcome to use 2-Minute Tarot. So 2-Minute Tarot is an opportunity for you to ask me a question, and I will pull one card for you and send you a video reply to your question, just to give you a little nudge in a particular direction. And if you want more, you know how to find me. There'll be links and a little coupon if you go through 2-Minute Tarot. If not, great. Take the advice and run with it. So that is always an option for you. So take advantage. I think that's it, though. I think that this week needs to be about doing and not just about talking. So if you can't join me tonight, just take some time this week and find something really fun, really exciting. that makes you feel passionate or, eat something super rich and delicious, but really take the time to connect with the energy of fire this week. So that's it. I'm going to end there. Let me know what you think and stay magical, everybody.